Welcome to EasyEuge, the channel to help you to learn maths super easy, super fast. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to convert any fraction into a decimal number. So if you're ready, let's get started. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click like on this video. And make sure that you watch all the way through to the end for question of the day. Okay, let's start with a really popular fraction, a half, and we'll convert that into a decimal. And let me show you how it's done. So let's start by writing down a half, which is very simply 1 over 2. So this is the numerator, the number on the top, and the number on the bottom is the denominator. So to convert any fraction to a decimal, all that we do is we take the top number and we divide it by the bottom number. So let's do that. So let's write down the number 1 and we'll do our divide symbol. There we go. So let's divide the number 1 by the number 2. Well, you can see that 2 won't go into 1. It won't fit. So what we're allowed to do is to add on a decimal place and to add on a 0. Because let me show you. The number 1 is also the same as 1.0. It's also the same as 1.00 and also 1.000. So we can add as many zeros as we want after the decimal place. And all of these are still equal to 1. So 1.0 is the same as 1. So let's try this now. So for the division, let's forget about the decimal place for a moment. Will 2 go into the number 1? It won't. So we put a 0 up there. Let's move across now to 1, 0. So this becomes 10. Will 2 go into 10? Yes, it will, and it'll go in 5 times. So we put 5 up here on the top, and then to do our long division check, 5 2s are 10, and we do our subtract to work out the remainder. 10 take away 10 is 0, so we are now finished. So don't forget about the decimal place. All we have to do is move it from there up to there. So the answer to 1/2 converted into a decimal, 1/2 equals 0.5. 0.5. There you go. Let's do it again with another really popular fraction, 1/3. Okay, let's get straight into it now that we know the method. Let's write down the number 1 and we'll divide it by 3. And let's add on a few more zeros after the decimal point. 1.00. We'll put in 2. Will 3 divide into 1? No, it won't. There's not enough space in 1. So that's 0 times. Let's move along. The 1 and the 0 now become 10. Will 3 go into 10? Yes, it will. 3 will go into 10 3 whole times, because 3 3s are 9. So let's do the check to work out the remainder. 3 3s are 9. And let's do the subtract to work out the remainder. 10 take away 9 is 1. Okay, we've 1 left over. Will 3 divide into the number 1? No, it won't. So we need to bring down the next number from the calculation. So we'll bring down the 0. So 1 now becomes 10. Will 3 divide into 10? Yes, it will. It will go in 3 whole times. So we put that up there. Let's work out the remainder. 3 3s are 9. We'll put our minus to work out the remainder. We'll draw our bar. 10 take away 9 is 1. And I think I've noticed a pattern. This is going to go on and on forever. So let's finish at this point and we'll just move our decimal place straight up to there. So 1/3 equals 0.33 And these 3's would go on forever. So what we can do is we can put a little dot above the 3 to show that that 3 will repeat forever. So we can't do this forever or we'll be here all day. But we put a little dot on top to show that we are finished. So 1 over 3 equals 0.33. Let's convert a quarter into a decimal. Let's do it. So 1/4 is 1 divided by 4. So now we know the method to convert into decimals. Let's do it. Let's write down the number 1 and we'll divide it by 4. And let's put in a few more zeros after the decimal point. There we go. Will 4 divide into 1? No, it won't. It goes in 0 times. Okay, that 1 now becomes 10. Will 4 go into 10? Yes, it will. It will go in 2 times, because 2 4s are 8. So it will go in 2 times. Let's do the check for the remainder. 2 4s are 8. And then we'll do a subtract, and we'll write our answer line to work out the remainder. 10, now ignore the decimal point for now. 10 take away 8 is 2. So we've 2 left over. Now, will 4 divide into 2? No, it won't. It's just not big enough. So let's drag down the 0, and this becomes 20. Will 4 divide into 20? Now it will. 4 will go into 20 5 times. So let's write the answer up here, 5. Let's check for the remainder. 5 4s are 20. We'll do our subtract to work out the remainder. Our answer line. 20 take away 20 is 0. So that tells us that we're finished. And don't forget about the decimal point. Let's just take it and move it straight up and pop it there. There you go. So 1/4 converted into a decimal is 0.25. This is a really common and really popular fraction. Okay, let's do that again for another really popular fraction, 1/5. What is 1/5 as a decimal? So now you know what we're doing. Let's write down the number 1. We'll divide it by 5 and we'll add on some decimal places. Will 5 go into 1? No, it won't. Will 5 go into 10? Yes, it will. It will go in 2 times. 2 5s are 10. We'll do the subtract to work out the remainder. Draw our answer line. 10 take away 10 is 0. That tells us that we're finished. Don't forget about the decimal point. We just bring it up and put it there. We didn't actually need the 0. So the answer for 1/5, 1/5, equals 0.2 as a decimal. Okay, so far we have worked out a half, a third, a quarter, and 1/5 as decimals. What happens if you had a fraction that looked like this? 3/4. What would you do to this one? How do you convert 3/4 into a decimal? Well, again, we just use the exact same method. Let's take the top number, 3, and we'll divide it by 4. It's always the top number divided by the bottom number. And remember, we're allowed to add in some decimal places after the decimal point. Or should I say some zeros after the decimal point. Okay, will 4 divide into 3? It won't go in, so it's 0. Will 4 go into the number 30? Now let's use our 4 times tables. 4 7s are 28. That brings us up close to 30. So we'll put 7 up here, and we'll do the check for the remainder. 7 4s are 28. We'll do our minus to work out the remainder. Draw our answer line. 30 take away 28 is 2. So we have a remainder of 2. Will 4 go into 2? No, it won't. It's just not big enough. So let's drag down to 0. We'll put it there. 2 becomes 20. Will 4 go into 20? Yes, it will. It will go in 5 full times. So we put 5 on the top. 5 4s are 20. Let's do the check for the remainder. 20 take away 20 is 0, and that tells us that we're finished. And all we have to do is take the decimal point and move it straight up. So 3/4 as a fraction equals 0.75 as a decimal. Welcome to Question of the Day. So this is your chance to use what you've learned in the video to answer the question. So the question is another really popular fraction, 2/3, 2/3. So what does that look like as a decimal? So give it a try, and remember, if you feel that something is going to repeat forever, put a little dot above the last number. So what is 2/3 as a decimal? When you get your answer, leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again in the next video.